Here is a very rare situation where it makes more sense to me to operate something using a DEL bulb as opposed to a conventional halogen bulb. This is a fiber optic Christmas tree base, fairly large fiber optics tree, and this has a 12 volts 20 watt halogen bulb inside, and it gets so hot that there's a little cooling fan inside of here, and so the tree ends up becoming fairly noisy. So I want to see if we can replace this with a DEL bulb and cut out the fan. So I bought some DEL bulbs here. These are MR16, and these are 5 watts, which is allegedly equivalent to a 50 watt halogen, so it'll be a little bit more than twice as bright, give or take, depending on how the output claims on these two. So I've done this conversion before on a couple other fiber optic trees, and I didn't notice any flickering. I'm not sure if that's because it's just not noticeable after it goes through all the optics and so forth, or if it's because the bulb is running on DC. These take an AC to AC adapter. This is the adapter here. This is a 120 volts AC to 12 volts AC adapter, and it's AC because this has a little synchronous motor in there which requires AC power to operate, and I cannot get these out of the box. But I don't know, there is some circuitry in here, so it's possible that at some point it converts over to DC to run the bulb. So this should be a drop-in replacement. Certain aspects of this seem to be a hair larger, but I don't think it'll be an issue. I'm just curious to see if it looks like it flickers just by itself. No, it does not appear to flicker. So I suspect that it's putting DC voltage to the bulb. I can't detect any flicker at all. Let's see if there's any flicker on the camera. No, it doesn't seem to be. It never occurred to me previously, but I should probably do some... I guess I gotta do some talking on the phone first. This is the telephone call I got. It's Eric. And just Eric, so you know what's going on here. I am working on a fiber optics Christmas tree, and it came with a 20 watts halogen bulb, and it gets so hot that it has a little cooling fan inside. So I'm going to...
It's just like the one in my living room.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to put a DEL bulb in there and see if we can... I gotta do this segment over again. The call I got was from Eric, and I've already explained to him what we're doing here, but then I realized that the phone number was sitting on the screen, so I had to cut that part out. But what I want to do to this unit here is we're going to try to take this bulb and convert it to a DEL so I can eliminate the cooling fan. So what I was saying right before the telephone rang is that I wonder if I should try to do some experimentation with using 12 volt DEL lighting for general illumination and see if it still gives me a headache, because in theory, if you're using a reasonable quality direct current power supply, a DEL should not flicker. So I don't know what this little piece of circuitry does. Maybe that's the conversion to to
Excuse me?
AC to DC. You still there?
Yeah,
Oh.
I have something I'd like to say about that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in terms of fiber optic stuff, there's a color wheel in there that's going to constantly be moving. And since that's going to be moving all the time, it's going to be very hard to see the flicker. So I wouldn't really be worried about that.
Well, I don't think that there is going to be any flicker because I just checked the bulb without the color wheel and the tree on top of it, and I could not detect any flicker whatsoever. So there's a little piece of circuitry in here, and I think that that must convert the AC to DC.
That could be. I would just say get a AC. Well, does the tree have a power brick on it?
It does, and it's a 12 volt AC, and it has to be AC because there's the synchronous motor in there.
I guess no, that's too much work. Because that's the reason why I haven't done the conversion to mine yet, because I don't know how I would go about it. Because I have one that's the same way, and the cooling fan, it makes a lot of noise. Yeah. But I have a bunch of other stuff going on with that same tree that's also giving me issues.
Well, the DEL should be a drop-in replacement. You don't have to modify it at all. I'm just literally just cut the wires off the fan, and we should be good to go
The thing I
here.
have to do is I have to figure out how to lower the voltage, because I don't believe there is a 12 volt AC DEL bulb, at least not that I'm aware of.
Does it? What kind of bulb is in there now? It's not a halogen bulb?
Oh, it's a halogen. It's just a 12 volt AC halogen.
Well, if it's a 12 volt halogen, you just got a 12 volt DEL.
Oh, so those do exist.
Yeah, there's retrofits for pretty much everything at this point.
This is one of the rare occurrences where a DEL is actually preferred, especially for something like this, where you can't really see a flicker, and
Yeah, I agree. I was just saying that at the beginning of this production.
I find it strange that we seem to have the same thoughts as this and the same idea, because I don't think in the past when we've called that we ever exchanged that we were going to do this to a fiber optic tree. I've had this plan for a really long time.
Well, I think I did do, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I have converted these in the past. When they come with dead bulbs, I will replace them with DEL.
No, like, I have a couple fiber optic trees that have the halogens in them, and it's fine. But I have another instance where I have a fiber optic snow woman, and I want to display that, but the issue is the bulb and that's burned out, and all I got are 20 watts, and it takes a 10 watt. So I'm thinking I might just get a DEL for that.
Yeah, well, this one took a 20 watt halogen, and I'm putting a 50 watt DEL, which only consumes 5 watts. So we should get considerably more brightness out of it, I guess.
I'm hoping it's not too bright to the point where it kind of overpowers the color wheel and you can't really see a difference.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that because this particular one, the colors were kind of bland in the first place, but that might also be my eyes. I don't know.
Yeah. I really like the fiber optic trees. They're probably one of the prettiest decorations ever.
Yeah, I've really started to take a liking to them over the last couple of years too.
For a long time, I didn't really know what anything about the fiber optic decorations, and then one day I picked up a fiber optic tree on Walmart when clearance was going on. I think this was 2018 or so, and I brought it home, I plugged it in, and I absolutely fell in love with it.
Alright, we're going to test it out now. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, I should have measured the power before and after. Oh well. Oh, it looks fine. I don't really see any noticeable difference in the colors, although there's vents in the top of the base here, and it's kind of, the light is definitely coming out. I bet that this DEL bulb has a wider beam angle than the original one did.
That could be.
I suppose I could just put like some kind of cardboard disc or something over the top of that, because in theory it shouldn't get hot, but it works, and it looks pretty reasonable. So yeah, that's it. Much quieter now. No fan noise, and it definitely is brighter. I can tell with this bulb as opposed to the other one.